It's Friday night. Good evening. You're welcome to Ghana Tonight. I'm Kemeni Amano. How about we take a look at our top stories? We have nothing to hide. The Electoral Commission cries out after accusations of bias hits the election management body over ballot shortfalls in some regions. Tonight, the Commission's response. Tonight, media accreditations hang in the balance as EC shifts blame to Ghana Independent Broadcasters and Ghana Journalists Associations, even as the Commission says all is set for the December 2nd special voting exercise. Tonight, we are live across key regions in the country. 6 days to the main polls, and the NDC's John Dramani Mahama still tops the presidential race. Tonight, we take a look at his latest path to the Jubilee House. It's going to be a busy night here on Ghana Tonight, but I'm glad you're here with us to make it a bit easier. So get in touch with us. Be a part of the conversation as you watch us live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter or x.com. Use the hashtag if you're commenting or asking a question, Ghana Tonight. Remember, we are also live on 3news.com and 392.7 FM. Thank you so much for your company. Let's get into Ghana Brief now.
Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jane Mensah, has assured that the Commission has made provisions for every voter on the register. Addressing the media earlier tonight, the chairperson of the Commission insisted that they have worked with political party agents to address any shortfall identified.
Why are we expecting perfection? There's no such thing that when one seal breaks in the course of it, the whole world should come to an end. I mean, yes, it's important to ensure that the ballots, there's integrity. But ordinarily, these are not issues that should even come to the fore. Because you go in there, you inspect. Yes, if you see the seals have been tampered with and the ballots have been destroyed, there is cause for alarm.
Presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has promised the people of Boem in the Oti region of facilitating the setting up of ginger factory. He was addressing the stakeholders comprising chiefs, clergy and Muslim clerics at Boem in the Oti region.
Mebeboa ekuafo said ye pese ye ekuadwuma no uhwe area bia wo cropper area specialist in. Yebeboa ekuafo with fertilizer, with agricultural inputs. Also, ye pese crop bia yenya processing factory for that crop. Minim se Boem ha modo ginger pa enyasa. Ginger is a major product. Yebe peja ginger farming in the district. Near the factory about to process the ginger for export and so on.
The NDC Vice Presidential candidate, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, has asked the people of Barikbari in the Karachi East constituency of the Oti region to vote for the NDC that is best at bringing development to the people. He said the NDC will bring power back to the people as well as developments.
No, Minister for the water and the
What surprises me is that she was a minister and couldn't do anything for the constituency. What work did she do?
coalition of former NAPCO trainees have threatened to take legal actions against government should they fail to pay arrears owed their over 65,000 members. The Nation Builders Corps NAPCO program was launched in May 2018 to provide skills and experience to young graduates in an effort to tackle the country's rising unemployment rate.
Those who have, even after junior high school, they sought to apprenticeship program. They are doing exceedingly well than these handicapped unemployed graduates. The teaming unemployed youth is a threat to national security. They are those guys that you see them at Galamsey site. They have joined the Galamsey guys, and you think they will stop the illegal mining to go hungry. We will not let you step on our balls twice. We are going to give them a showdown. I'm ready to fund their activities, including legal fees, to take this government to court.
Ghana brief there for you. Let's get into our business tonight. Special voting exercise takes place December 2nd between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. The EC has been speaking, and your election command center is taking you across key regions to gauge the atmosphere ahead of that. Come Monday, the 2nd of December, more than 131,000 eligible voters on the absentee list will cast ballots ahead of the main election. That's what is referred to as special voting. Now, this exercise will be held in 328 centers across the country. EC Chairperson Jean Mensah says the Commission has put in place the necessary logistics to ensure this election or the special voting exercise is conducted in a free and fair manner. Now, what is this exercise going to do? It's going to cater to the needs of people in essential services, the security services, people who will be playing key roles as far as the December 7th, the main election itself is concerned. It also includes the media. And we know that each constituency will have one voting center. And that's why really we are seeing 328, because certain regions would need much more than that. So let's go now and take a listen to the EC Chairperson, Jean Mensah, who has been speaking to the Commission's preparedness as far as this is concerned. Take a look.
We are pleased to inform you of our readiness to conduct transparent, credible, peaceful elections. This starts with our special voting, which takes place on Monday, the 2nd of December, 2024. And it will commence at 7 a.m. prompt to 5 p.m. It will be held in each of the 328 special voting centers in all the 276 constituencies, including SAL, that is the Guan constituency. The maximum threshold for any polling station in the special voting exercise will be 750. This year, some 131,478 special voters will vote in the special voting exercise across the country. It is important to note that the votes from the special voting will not be counted on the Monday, the 2nd of December. The counting would be done on Saturday, the 7th of December, at the collation centers in each constituency. The ballots cast on the 2nd would be added to that of the ballots cast on the 7th for both the presidential and parliamentary election. All voting material required to ensure the success of the special voting have been sent to each of the special voting centers in all our constituencies nationwide, and they are in adequate quantities. These materials include ballot papers, indelible ink, stamp pads, thumbprint pads, the biometric verification devices, amongst others. A portion of the statement of poll and the declaration of results form, popularly known as the pink sheet, will be filled out. However, the remaining portion will be filled out after the counting of the votes, both the combined special voting, votes from the special voting and the main election.
But even before the special voting exercise, police are already looking into how a seal on one of the materials broke en route to Koforidua. Despite the ballot papers being intact, the commission has come under flak for the incident. Jean Mensah again has been speaking to this matter.
Seals are intact, but this is done. You take them out in the presence of the agents and so on, and there's one seal broken, but all other seals are intact. And the ballot box is intact. And I believe that you've seen the report from the Ghana police saying that, they looked at it, yes, the ballots were intact, and therefore it is not an issue. Why are we expecting perfection? There's no such thing that when one seal breaks in the course of it, the whole world should come to an end. I mean, yes, it's important to ensure that the ballots, there's integrity. But ordinarily, these are not issues that should even come to the fore. Because you go in there, you inspect. Yes, if you see the seals have been tampered with and the ballots have been destroyed, there is cause for alarm. But you have the statistics of what you took with you as you accompanied them. So you should be able to know readily that, oh, this one, they've torn the packaging. But where in the course of it, but because many seals would maybe broken, but I don't think that should be an issue.
More on that a little later. Right now, however, we'll begin our coverage of the special voting exercise with our correspondents in key regions across the country. They're joining us from all over the the map of this country, the upper belt, the middle belt, and the southern belt. We'll see the gentlemen who are joining us for this coverage as we, have a preview of the special voting exercise to take place on December 2nd, which is only Monday. It's just a few days away, just this weekend away from the special voting exercise. Now, remember, if you're not on that special list, you cannot go out there and insist on voting. Your voting day will come on December 7th. How about we begin that coverage now from up north? It's Castro Senyala, who is our Upper East Region correspondent. Well, gentlemen, look at you. Good evening. Thank you so much for making time to talk with us. But I'm going to start the coverage, Chris and Castro. With Castro, he's joining us from the Upper East Region. He's our correspondent who's keeping an eye on events there. Well, now, Castro, listen, let's talk about your region, because the Electoral Commission chairperson makes a special focus on Boko, which we find in your region. She says that special security arrangements are being made to ensure that the exercise takes place on Monday. What can you report?
Right, Kemini, that is exactly what we are also understanding. We get the understanding that special arrangements are being made, especially by the security agencies in the region, to enable residents of Boko to participate in the upcoming general election on December 7th. We are yet to understand exactly what the arrangements are, as information is not very, immediately available. We understand that the security agencies in particular are going to increase their number in Boko. Firstly, we have men on the ground keeping the peace, and then there will be an addition of troops, both from the police, the military, and sister agencies, to ensure that on election day, people are safe and can go about their voting, especially in the epicenter the conflict. And when I say the epicenter, in the suburbs of Boko, where the fighting would usually start before spreading to the entirety of it.
I see. Do we know yet from the commission in your region how many centers are there, how many people are expected to vote? What can you tell us about that?
Yes, regarding that, Kemini, we understand that we have 1,491 polling stations across the Upper East region. And when it comes to eligible voters, voters that can vote on December 7th, we understand that we have 699,000, I beg your pardon, 699,075 registered voters in the register of the EC. We also get the understanding that we have 359 electoral areas in the Upper East region. Let me add quickly that as the EC is putting everything in place, we get the impression that the people of the Upper East are eager and can't wait for December 7th to join the rest of the country.
Great job, Castro. Thank you so much for doing a great job always. Castro Senyala is our Upper East region correspondent. We'll now move on to Christopher Amwako. Christopher Amwako is our Northern region correspondent. He's got eyes in the Savannah and Northeast regions as well. Christopher, how are things playing out 2 days away from the special voting exercise? Oh, I'm going to try again. Christopher, if you can hear me, I'm asking that first you unmute yourself and then talk to us about how things are playing out in your region ahead of the special voting exercise on Monday. Christopher, you're going to have to unmute so we can hear you. It would appear we have a challenge with that. We've just spoken to Castro Senyala. Castro Senyala brought us that focus on Boko. If you were listening to our live coverages today, the Electoral Commission chairperson talked about security arrangements. I want us to drop down from the upper belts of this country now into the middle belt, talk about the vote hub for the NPP, the Ashanti region. Ibrahim Abubakar is joining us from the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi. Ibrahim, listen, what is it looking like there? What are the numbers going to be like on Monday for the special voting exercise?
Well, in the Ashanti region, we know the total registered voters are 3.2 million. But for the special voting, we have 20,486 people who are expected to vote on Monday. And in 47 constituencies, of course. But when it comes to the polling stations, we have 52 polling stations. Now, 52 because 5 constituencies have been given 2 polling stations due to the large numbers. Talk about Subin that have 1,375 registered voters. That's for the special voting. Then Kwabri East also have 941. Then we have Efija Kwabri South, which has 758. Then Ejuso 772. Then Offenso South 871. So these are constituencies with large numbers. So because of that, and they will be voting at the same location, but the 2 different polling stations, so that the voting will be able to be done faster. So when it comes to the breakdown in the Ashanti region, that are the figures we are expecting. But obviously, the materials are ready. In fact, the Electoral Commission in the Ashanti region distributed the voting materials to the various constituencies in the Ashanti region this morning.
I see. Ibrahim, thank you so much for talking to us. I'll stay, I'll check in with Up North again, whether or not Christopher can hear us at this moment. Christopher is our Northern region correspondent. He's keeping, tabs on events in the Savannah and Northeast regions as well. Christopher, can you hear me? If you can't hear me, I'm asking how things are playing out ahead of the December 2nd special voting exercise.
Hello, Kemini.
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you look at the northern region, for instance, some 17,739 voters are expected to vote on Monday, the 2nd of December. And they are voting in 18 constituencies in the northern region. You know, already the northern region has 18 constituencies, and the elections will be taking place in every constituency. Some of the constituencies actually will be having their elections at the EC offices, others at the police stations and other areas. Now, if you look at the northern region, Yendi has the greatest number of people who will be taking part in the special voting. That is 791 electorates are expected to vote on December 7 in the Yendi constituency in the special voting category. Now, the constituency with the least number is Mion constituency, which has just 139 voters who are expected to vote. But Kemini, I must say that everything is in place ahead of Monday, December 2nd, because the EC has given clear indications that they are ready for the elections. The security agencies, in fact, the security task force in the northern region has equally given the indications that they are ready for the election. So for the northern region, everything is in place as we speak. Now you go to a place like Savannah region, Damango has the greatest number of people in this special voting category because they have a little over 900 people expected to vote. And so, Kemini, I must say the three regions of the north as it stands now, northern, Savannah, and northeast, everything is in place ahead of Monday's special voting. I
see. How about you? You have accreditation to cover yet?
Yes, for now, I've not received my accreditation, but I'll be taking part in the elections in my constituency, that is the Salaga South constituency, on Monday. So I'm expected to vote in Salaga on Monday.
I see. Christopher, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for a great job. Christopher Mwako is a man in the Savannah, in the northern region. He keeps tabs on the Savannah and northeast regions as well. And Christopher, just before we let you go, I'd like to believe that things are similar in the Savannah and northeast regions.
Yes, everything is just the same as it is in the northern region. In the Savannah region, for instance, the voting will be taking place in 7 constituencies in the Savannah region. If you go to northeast region, 6 constituencies will also be holding the special voting.
Christopher, I appreciate your time. Christopher Mwako, again, is our northern region correspondent, keeps tabs on Savannah and northeast as well. Now, let's come to the coastal area, southern belt of this country. We'll start off with the central region. Swing, Kingmaker region, call it whatever you want. It's a decider for every election that we've had in this country, and it will be same for the 2024 election, which will happen proper on December 7th. But let's talk about the special voting exercise on Monday, December 2nd. Akwesi Ado is keeping an eye on events there for me. Akwesi, good evening to you. Talk to us about, how the region is shaping up ahead of the December 2nd poll.
Okay. Good evening, and thank you for coming in. So over here in the central region, special voters are preparing themselves for Tuesday's exercise. And the Electoral Commission has provided the list of people who will be taking part in this special voting exercise. The EC has established 23 centers. That is, what that means is that all the 23 constituencies will be taking part in the special voting exercise. And I myself will be taking part in the special voting exercise here in the Utusenya East constituency, that is Kaswa. And it will be held at the main Kalpa police station located at Walantu Junction. Now, on Tuesday, we are expecting a total of 14,570 persons to take part in the special voting exercise. And let me say that in all the list provided by the Electoral Commission, the Eputu constituency, that is Winneba, is leading the chart regarding the total number of special voters expected to take part in the exercise. Eputu has 2,271 total number of voters. who will be taking part on December 2nd, exercise. And then it is followed by the Aguna West constituency, that is the Aguna Swedro, which has some 2,228 voters. And then the lowest is a complete constituency, which has some 118 voters being expected to take part in the exercise.
I see. Talk to me about the people of the Central region. Do they even know that this exercise is happening, and perhaps they may not be eligible for the December 2nd exercise?
Yes, these persons will be taking part on the December 2nd exercise. Let me say, a special group of persons who are within the security agencies, journalists, and then some other persons will be providing essential services on the main election day, that is December 7th. And so these persons are well informed and are aware that once they take part on Tuesday's exercise, they will not be voting on December 7th. Let me say that this list that I just went through was provided by the EC quite a week back, and so people are well informed and they do know
very well
exact center where they will be casting their votes.
Akwesi, we're going to have to end it here, but thank you so much for keeping an eye on things. Akwesi Ado is a Central Region correspondent. Remember that your election command center will be with you from the very start of the day until the last day. Also note that in this special voting exercise, there will be no declaration of results of who has voted for who and what. It is just a fraction of the over 18 million votes that are expected to be cast. Only 131,000 people plus will be voting on December 2nd for special reasons that have put them on the absentee list. Listen, we'll take a listen also to our Volta region correspondent. In the meantime, you may have heard me talk about media accreditations. We haven't received some in most cases for the special voting exercise. You heard from Christopher Mwako, who says, I do not have it. I hope to still cover the election. It's the same for Castro Senyala in the Upper East region, who police are making special arrangements for to be able to cover the election in very tense Boko at this moment. So then, the question was put to the chairperson of Jean Mensa in the last few hours of the night to explain why we do not have these accreditations. Take a listen.
We have engaged extensively with the leadership of the Ghana Journalists Association and the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association to ensure that any media house and any media personnel wishing to observe and cover events at the polling stations are provided the opportunity to do so. You will, however, agree with me that accrediting 6,848 media personnel to 276 constituency collation centers and 16 regional collation centers would not be workable. However, being a listening commission, after our discussions with the leadership of the GJA and the GIBA, we have agreed to provide 4,500 accreditation cards to the media to be able to access all 276 constituency and 16 regional collation centers.
Well, at that event, she goes on to say that GIBA, Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, the GJA, Ghana Journalists Association, are those who are more or less delaying the process now because they have given those 4,000 to them for onward distribution to the media houses. The question then is, GIBA and GJA, where are our accreditation? I can also tell you that calls to the GJA have gone unanswered. I can imagine why. Very busy moment for journalists of this country, but we hope that in the future we'll hear from the GJA and GIBA on the issues of accreditation. But how about I take you to the vote bank of the NDC, just as we did with the Ashanti region. Faisal Abdul-Idrisu is a man in the Volta region who shared with us happenings there ahead of the December 2nd special voting. Faisal, what can you report? How are things playing out is the Volta region ready for December 2nd?
Yes, my sister, the Volta region is ready for December 2nd. You'll recall that the ballot materials for the Volta region arrived here Tuesday night. On Wednesday, the political parties with their representatives and observer groups were at the police headquarters to do the sorting and counting to be sure of what was brought in the bags. This afternoon, I've been informed that the ballot materials for the special voting on Monday have been dispatched to the various district police commands. And so on Monday, the elections will be held. And so people in the Volta region who are taking part in the election on Monday are ready and are very much aware of the fact that Monday, 2nd December, is their turn ahead of the main general elections on 7th December. The number of people to be voting in the Volta region on Monday are 9,030 people who will be taking part in the special voting across some 22 voting centers in the region. Coming in.
I see. Thank you so much for talking to us, Faisal. Faisal Abdul-Idrisu is a Volta region correspondent. Remember, your election command center will be here with you all through Monday as this exercise takes place across the country. Again, you should note that only 131,000 people are on that absentee list and are qualified to vote on December 2nd. The rest of us is December 7th when we can all go to the polling stations in our various or electoral areas and then cast our ballot. There's still more on the elections to come because the Electoral Commission, as I noted earlier, have been very busy. They engaged in an emergency IPAC meeting today where they discussed issues to do with collation officers, different from the returning officers. The NDC raised issues with that. We'll get into that, speak to the NDC and the NPP on this matter. You don't go anywhere.
Judge of how I have served my nation, how well I have done my part in running my lap of that relay. What that verdict will ultimately be, I cannot say. I can only say that I have done my best, giving my all.
In almost 8 years, what is the verdict of this proclamation?
One day on television, I will kneel down and say, Mahama, I am sorry. And someone make kafan was our angel.
Say one day,
Mahama was an angel.
Mahama Kafra. Maybe you this in you, but I stand for the truth. Mahama, sorry.
Oh, I'll take this opportunity to apologize to the former president. I mean, His Excellency John Mahama.
And yesterday, I was bold to apologize to President Mahama because he's a fine gentleman.
Corruption, Nanaba Wire times 10. Mama, this year, the Facha Ghana for the Facha and the Facha.
The first year is so up at your mama chop, but no physical. Maybe the Japan chop. My body baby, your mama, my body baby.
Missing someone make a kafa Mahama who part that time you piece of Mahama you come forward you say, not Mahama angel.
I'm a Ghanaian and I love luxury accreditation and I love democracy.
December 7th, Ghana is voting.
Only peace. Peace, I give it to you all.
I love Ghana.
Peaceful election before, during, and after.
One Ghana.
Peace. Peace to everybody.
One Ghana. Ghana.
This message brought to you from the luxury accreditation.
Season, don't just shop. Save big with our Amiga 60% discount at Danube Home. Shop in-store to grab the best deals of the season, only for a limited time. Visit to your nearest Danube Home showroom now.
Fellow Ghanaians, President Akufo-Addo has refused to sign the anti-gay bill passed by Parliament to protect the family values and innocence of our children. Vice President Bawumia watches on while paying lip service to protecting Ghanaian cultural values and her future. Clearly, the future of our children is at risk under the MPP. The December 7 election is a choice between the NDC that truly believes in the promotion of proper human sexual rights and family values for the protection of the innocence and future of our children, and the MPP that supports the promotion of LGBTQ++, hence the refusal of their leader to sign the anti-gay bill into law. Say no to homosexuality and gayism by voting wisely. The MPP will allow gayism and the NDC will prevent it. Your vote is your power and chance to protect your children's future. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Wanna style they speak wanna truth unapologetically ask.
Crafted with flavorful African herbs and fruits. To Wana people, we just celebrate your originality. Cheers to 8 years of authentic taste.
1 2 hash.
Luck is everywhere. 8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get that packing from your cook. One lie. Hey, wait.
You can put it on his tab. This is my man.
Good luck. Hey, yo, Google Radio. We are star 712. It's your phone. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let me choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4. Now, you need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body, Hey, Dema, tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and prepare. Now the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. T&Cs apply.
My brothers and sisters, at a time when we are suffering due to the bad policies of the Baumia-led economic management team, leading figures of the MPP like Chairman Wontumi are destroying our water bodies in search of gold to satisfy their greed. To add insult to injury, they openly brandish their ill-gotten wealth which they acquired from poisoning our water bodies in our faces and mock us on top of it.
When your friend of gold, when your friend of gold, when you're Tesla, Etinya Katanoa, Yawono, and a Mat Ghana, and Jessica. What you say? When your friend of gold, what you say? And it's a solid money. What you say? Sass can I hear no? What you say? Solid money. Solid. What you solid money? Money for be as a solid money. I'm talking about solid money. What you say? And your casa want to me was Sika. And your bango. And your gold. And to some God here I can watch me. What it? Mammy Fabian class. Solid money. We are talking about solid money. Solid money.
To stop this impunity, you and I must vote for change on December 7. Even Kennedy Japan of the MPP is calling for change.
I'm telling you, the situation we are in now, Ghanaians don't need change. Change needs Ghanaians.
Repeat that, please. So, and Ghanaians don't need change.
Ghanaians don't need change.
Change needs
us. It means that we've gone past change. The situation is worse. That the change itself now is saying that please come and let me change you. Yes. And when you talk to people, they all admit that we need change.
Vote wisely and vote John Mahama.
Experience the future of transport.
Phoenix Club,
uplifting women.
Phoenix Club,
uplifting
women. Phoenix Club,
uplifting women.
Thank you very much for having me here today. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane are bringing you the Women's Development Bank. It is a very special bank run by only women, to serve only women. The aim is to empower millions of women across the country. The bank will have branches all over the nation to provide you with loans with very low interest and on very flexible terms.
Madam, I run a small makeup and nail bar. Do I qualify for a loan?
No need to bother, my sister. I mean hairdressers, market women, women-owned online businesses, female graduates, women in the corporate world, traders, agri, women in all fields qualify for loans. With John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane at the helm, the Ghanaian woman will surely rise.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Good to know you're still here with us on Ghana Tonight. I'm Kemini Amano. The ballot papers were not up to the correct numbers, but we caught it in time and are in the process of correcting them. We have absolutely nothing to hide. Tonight, the Electoral Commission finds itself on the defense again. I will explain. Just a quick acknowledgement for our listeners on 392.7 FM. This is Ghana Tonight, and we are glad you're listening to us from wherever you are. How about we get into the story itself proper? Because, like I've been saying, the Electoral Commission has been extremely busy in the last few hours of the night. But earlier in the day, deputy chairpersons of the commission, Dr. Bosman Asari and Samuel Tete, led an emergency IPAC meeting, during which the appointment of collation officers and ballot shortfalls identified in some parts of the country subsequently dealt with became contentious subjects. The commissioners insist the electoral body has nothing to hide and collation officers are an added guarantee for accuracy. Take a look.
The shortfalls occurred in Greater Accra, Western North, Upper West, Western, and Bono East regions. So the Volta region and the Bono region are not the exceptions. The political parties were also informed in writing, and the reprinting was done. While the noise about the shortfalls for only the Volta region, if the commission had anything to hide, it would not transparently call for a reprint of ballots to make up for the shortfalls. The commission urges the general public, and especially our political parties, to disregard acts of mischief by persons whose only objective is to malign the commission and sow seeds of mistrust and doubts.
Let's bring in now Haruna Mohammed. Haruna Mohammed is Deputy General Secretary for the NPP. I also have on Zoom Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, Deputy Director of Elections for the NDC. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. I'm going to start with you, Haruna. Satisfied with what you heard today?
Yeah, Charles, in the election process, national satisfaction in every place.
I'm sorry, I could hardly hear you. If you could say that again.
Yes, where I am, the network is very bad. And we have to break that.
Well, it appears to me we are going to have to fix that connection. So, Haruna, how about we give you a call back while you reposition yourself? But as I said earlier, I have Deputy Director of Elections for the NDC, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, over Zoom. Doc, right from the get-go, the NDC at that meeting had made its reservations, particularly about the appointment of collation officers or employment of collation officers by the Electoral Commission. But why is that problematic to you, even after the explanation the Commission is given?
Kemani, let me say good evening to your cherished viewers and you yourself. Clearly, this Electoral Commission, they don't learn from their mistakes and they don't learn from past history. This is the first time they are introducing a nomenclature which is inimical or alien to the CI 127. You know, this election is governed by CI 127. And then everything they are doing must mirror from what is happening within the confine of the law. But clearly, they were just introducing something haphazardly. I mean, you can't just get up and start appointing collation officers when you cannot trace it in the CI? Where did they get the mandate from? That's what we're asking them. And then clearly what they wanted those guys to do has been done by their own staff in previous elections. I mean, any time we get to the collation center, you would see that they have officers who handle the Excel entering badge at the collation center. Apart from the returning officer and his lieutenant doing the manual collation, they always have a laptop with somebody handling that and projects what is being put on the Excel spreadsheet on a screen for the viewing public to see at the collation center. Now, you are appointing somebody to come and do that, and you want to describe that person as a collation officer. That is where the problem is coming from. Okay,
but let's take it a few steps back when you say the commission is doing things it does not have the power to do. They did explain that what they did, appointing the collation officers, can be found in Regulation 38 of 127, which talks about the appointment of a regional collation officer with a primary responsibility to collate constituencies. That does not make meaning to you?
No, that's not. It's wrong. It's wrong. They were quoting wrong law. We corrected them. We told them that was wrong.
What is wrong about that?
Yes, Regulation 38 is talking about the appointment of a regional collation officer. And there are 3 legs to that. The first leg is that the commission may appoint the regional director or the deputy regional director or an outside person in consultation with the political parties. That was where we asked them, if you are not appointing your regional director and you are not appointing your deputy regional, then to appoint somebody outside these two, you need to consult us. But they said no, they are not appointing anybody outside. So it means they are using their regional directors. Fair enough. It has nothing to do with constituency coalition. Constituency coalition is very clear. You will see that under Regulation 3, under the appointment of a returning officer. And the returning officer is clearly, if you look at Regulation 3.1i, it's made it very clear that he is to assemble all pink sheets, statement of pull from the constituency, and put them together and declare the results. That is collation. And so nobody takes that job, and they agree. But they said that they just needed somebody to help them with the Excel. In fact, they went further to explain that clearly the gentleman is not doing any collation. His is to just enter the results in the Excel spreadsheet. At the end of it, they will use that one to compare with the manual one, and then they will get the right results. And we said then, why then you give the name as a collation officer? He's not a collation officer.
Right.
When you do that, you are creating a nomenclature which is alien to the CI. That is why we're telling them.
Right. So then I take it as on that subject matter, the NDC is satisfied now with the commission's explanation.
Yeah, we were satisfied with the description, but the name given to the person was wrong.
Right.
He's not a collation officer because there is nothing like that in the CI. We don't want somebody to arrogate any position or power at the collation center and say, I am the collation officer. And therefore, he can just come out and misbehave there with figures and all that. No. We are not going to respect anything from the persons because they are not collation officers.
Indeed, Doc.
They are just desktop officers who are going to enter figures using the Excel spreadsheet.
I'm going to have to let you go, but before I do, we know that some anomalies were identified as far as the ballot papers are concerned. The Electoral Commission's response is, we are not perfect. What are your thoughts?
But this Electoral Commission has never been perfect in anything. This Electoral Commission is only God who is keeping us in Ghana. Otherwise, if we are going to follow them, they will run this country into anarchy.
Indeed.
And you and I will be, because look, you remember we asked for summaries of the register that they gave to us. You remember that issue? Because we knew that these people, they don't have correct figures.
Doc, I'd have loved us to continue and even talk about the special voting exercise. Unfortunately, we are out of time and we'll have to leave our conversation here. Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer is Deputy Director of Elections for the NDC. We had attempted to reach Haruna Mohammed of the NPP again. Unfortunately, our calls have gone unanswered. It could be the network. Remember, he said he was at a very, bad networked area. But we'll take another break. When we come back, we'll tell you why John Dramani Mahama is still leading in the polls. Don't go away.
1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. Fellow Ghanaians, President Akufo-Addo has refused to sign the anti-gay bill passed by Parliament to protect the family values and innocence of our children. Vice President Bawumia watches on while paying lip service to protecting Ghanaian cultural values and her future. Clearly, the future of our children is at risk under the MPP. The December 7 election is a choice between the NDC that truly believes in the promotion of proper human sexual rights and family values for the protection of the innocence and future of our children, and the MPP that supports the promotion of LGBTQ++, hence the refusal of their leader to sign the anti-gay bill into law. Say no to homosexuality and gayism by voting wisely. The MPP will allow gayism and the NDC will prevent it. Your vote is your power and chance to protect your children's future. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period no say problems wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa na mkwan point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me fire no ene ma won kra me enu foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba head everything yourself
me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama no nura ene ne ho idea wotumi asori anante.
That's end point for you. Of Acrobato. Hello. Hey, ohwehwe what chair. Okay. A free bra wo di end point what dance. I me call you no. Me just say my name koye and person na my emre nyina and imagine sabema na me be fear for there e ho na nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
How can we solve the unemployment crisis in Ghana? Yes, Massa.
By using formula 133.
Can you expatiate?
Say, this simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Under this policy, businesses will be given tax incentives, cheaper electricity, financial support, and security support services to encourage them to work 24/7 by adopting 3 work shifts of 8 hours each. This will triple job opportunities in the country. This policy will boost production, increase productivity, and generate well-paying jobs in all participating businesses and public organizations.
Excellent. The 24-hour policy will be a game changer.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Prices now your local. Cup from Black Friday Super Sale up until 6th December 2024.
Phoenix Club,
uplifting women.
Phoenix Club,
uplifting
I
women.
mean Phoenix Club. you very much for having me here today. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane are bringing you the Women's Development Bank. It is a very special bank run by only women, to serve only women. The aim is to empower millions of women across the country. The bank will have branches all over the nation to provide you with loans with very low interest and on very flexible terms.
Madam, I run a small makeup and nail bar. Do I qualify for a loan?
No need to bother, my sister. I mean hairdressers, market women, women-owned online businesses, female graduates, women in the corporate world, traders, agri, women in all fields qualify for loans. With John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane at the helm, the Ghanaian woman will surely rise.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
A home is never...
How can we solve the unemployment crisis in Ghana? Yes, Massa.
By using formula 133.
Can you expatiate?
Say, this simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Under this policy, businesses will be given tax incentives, cheaper electricity, financial support, and security support services to encourage them to work 24/7 by adopting 3 work shifts of 8 hours each. This will triple job opportunities in the country. This policy will boost production, increase productivity, and generate well-paying jobs in all participating businesses and public organizations.
Excellent. The 24-hour policy will be a game changer.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Welcome back. I was talking about that latest election prediction that puts the NDC's John Dramani Mahama ahead of the NPP's Mahamudu Bawumia. The numbers are marginal, nonetheless a win. Take, for instance, the best case scenario. John Mahama is likely to make a home run with 54.1% of the total valid votes cast as against Dr. Bawumia's 39.8%. According to Global Info Analytics, in the worst case scenario, the NDC presidential candidate will make 50.4% as against his NPP counterparts 43%. Now, take note that either way, there is a win. Different margins, but it's a win. The prediction also hands an outright parliamentary majority to the NDC at 150 seats, likely or strongly for the party, and 99 seats for the NPP. At the same time, it is believed the 9th Parliament will welcome an independent candidate. And hear this. On December 7th, this survey projects as many as 26 seats are toss-ups. Now, that means they are too close to call at this moment. Here's where it gets even more interesting. At least for me, it gets interesting, really. This poll has an error margin of 1.8%, which makes me question whether in the statistically unlikely situation where all things are held constant and the worst-case scenario happens with an error of 1.8%, plus or minus, but more to the minus, will the nation head into a runoff? Remember, the presidential race is declared on the basis of first past 50% of total valid votes cast. I know it's a lot of numbers and it's a lot of conjecture, but it is worthy of note. Unfortunately, I cannot bring you that interview. Or maybe I can talk to Musa Dankwa real quick. Well, my producers are shouting already. No, we can't do that. I apologize. I can't bring you this interview, but stay with your election command center. We will bring you that interview with Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa, as he explains why we're seeing these numbers. He will explain why the Western and Central region is projected to be won by the NDC. Remember, in the last election, it was won by the NPP. But that's it for tonight. Before I go, though, I'll give you also a projection of 7 a.m. tomorrow. Alfred Okanse and his team, his panel members, will be here with key points make sure you join them because they'll be discussing a lot of these issues in depth. But also on Sunday, on the 1st of December, join me on Hot Issues as we speak to Guzi Tano. He's been talking about the path to the Jubilee House for the NDC. He's been talking about a 24-hour economy and what he describes the big, deep hole of the economy that the NDC would have to work around to salvage what is left for us as a Ghanaian people. This is why I call it a night. I absolutely appreciate you joining us the last hour or so, listening to us on 392.7 FM, watching us on TV3, Facebook, Twitter, or X, and then on 3news.com as well as YouTube. Looks like it's time for me to sleep. And so good night. Have a pleasant weekend. Bye-bye.
Ghana Tonight is brought to you by Flamingo Paint. Superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage, simply superior.